Hey guys, and welcome back to Seraphiccraft with me, Wobbling Wookie, also known as the Occasionally Good Gamer. I believe this is episode 6 we're up to now, and what I'm working on is a significantly expanded kelp farm. This one I'll just do to begin with, and we can easily expand this from here. So as you see, I've just dug out a trench 8 wide, and we'll just put a water stream across the top when we're done with this. And I can hear a drowned somewhere. Where's the drowned? I don't know. So we'll have a flying machine that will go from one end to the other. I'm not entirely sure how to trigger that now. I might use the daylight cycle. Or alternatively, I could build a timer, but that's going to add a bit of lag. The alternative is, of course, I just set some observers up on a few of these, but unless I set them fairly low down, we run the risk that they're going to overgrow, but it's unlikely. So if I just remove that, it won't trigger because I need to trigger that one. There we go. So as you can see, that's just going to run across. Once we've laid the kelp down, that will break all the kelp. So that'll be nice and simple. So once it reaches these up this end, it'll stop up here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually just going to start by planting up all this kelp. This could take a little while. Fortunately, there's quite a lot on hand, so that might be quite useful. So we'll build up, We'll put all the kelp down. And then we'll build up these walls. We'll make sure we use probably some leaves around the edges just so that it doesn't get picked up by the slime blocks. And then we'll build the walls up just to make sure, or at least build them up just around the edges here. It might be worth going a bit further up just to make sure that all of the kelp goes up into the water stream that we'll put down up above. Obviously that's going to be quite a big task. It's a good thing I bought that conduit at the end of the last episode. So I'm going to get on with that, and I'm probably going to record this as a time lapse so you can at least watch some of it along with me and maybe enjoy some music along the way. As you can see, guys, I've built up quite a bit of the walls and it's getting a bit tiresome. So I'm going to just trigger this and see where it all lands for now. Because if it does all end up between the blocks up there, then there's no need to continue these walls. If it doesn't, then I will need to. So let's just go and trigger the flying machine, or swimming machine I suppose in this case, and see what it does. So if I remove this, no, That's not my intention. Remove that one. And plonk it on that side and then move out of the way. Let's see what happens, shall we? Does it all end up inside or not? Let's just have a look at this. This isn't... I mean, it's not horrendous. But it could be better. We are only losing a few pieces though. Although the question is what happens down this end, isn't it? Well, that's looking fairly good. I think we may have to pick some of these up. I think we might be causing a little bit of lag right now. I've got a bit of space in my inventory, not really enough, but they've all made their way up. One or two hanging off the edge here. But for the most part, that does look pretty good. I mean, I could build a collection system up here. And then continue the walls later on. At least I can start collecting some of all this kelp then. Because I suspect this should produce a fair amount. My inventory is full and I haven't collected all of it. I did have a couple of empty shulkers down here though. Oh, it looks like somebody is throwing something at me. Yeah, there he is. Oh. See if we can get lucky. Doesn't look like it. Nope, just a bit of rotten flesh. So I'm going to empty out my inventory and then I'll go and collect the rest of it and we'll just see how much we got there. We managed to collect just over a shulker box worth of kelp from that one run. And that was probably left to grow for maybe 30 minutes, maybe just a little bit over. So there's some fairly good rates there. So we're now moving on to the next step, which is going to be requiring quite a lot of slime. Might as well just fill up my inventory with it because we're just going to fill this top space in here. And then we're going to put some water over the top to create a water flow in that one direction. Look at that. Beautiful sunset. Filling in with slime blocks done. Next stage. Water. So this won't take very long. Shouldn't, anyway. So let me just get this chucked down quickly. Taking a little longer than I expected, but we're almost halfway. I think I may cut some of this out because it's not going to be all that interesting to watch. There we go, so that's all now filled in. So now comes the slightly more fun bit than filling it all in with slime. We get to take it all out. And I do enjoy doing this because it's nice and simple. As you can see, all of those blocks are flowing over to this side. This is exactly what the kelp will also do. The ones that sunk down will float back up in a minute and move back across this side as well. Then we can have a little minecart hopper system to pick them all up. Phew! Alright, so as you can see they're all rising back up, and as they rise back up they hit this water stream. And I think we might have violently hit some of them, so they're coming out the other direction, but that's just, I think, where we've been hitting them. So actually the kelp will float up a bit more gently than that. Oh, I'm full of slime blocks. So what we can do, we can build this wall up first, and then that will force it all to come up on the inside, basically. But I just want to get the whole system working first. So I'm going to get on now and I'm going to put in the hopper system, the hopper minecart system, and a little furnace system and a quick unload system for the hopper minecart as well. Because that's obviously going to be incredibly important, is to get that minecart back on out as quickly as possible. Because this is going to fill up pretty quickly otherwise. And there'll be a lot of entities just sitting here and they'll just be going to waste. We don't want that. Right, so I've set up the minecart collection system, which is just running backwards and forwards now. And we'll stop here when there's anything in it. There's a little minecart, a hopper under there to pull the items out onto 2 hop chains, and I've just chucked in these shulkers for now just to collect whatever comes up. So I'm going to trigger it now, and I'm going to see whether the minecart hopper collection system is going to be good enough to keep up with this or not. I mean, presently it's probably not, because there's an awful lot here, but we'll see how it copes. Oh, and there's the lag. Oh. Sorry, bar spins. Doesn't take very long for that to empty. See if we can catch it quickly and see how much is in there right now. Oh, well, it's picked up like 3 stacks there. And just look how quickly that's emptying. I hope it keeps it up. Oh, this isn't a good sign. We've got quite a bit of catching right on the edges here that's just getting caught, where I think I put the... Yeah, so what we're going to have to do, that's where I put the slime blocks, and it hasn't changed those back to source blocks of water, I don't think. Or are those items slowly rising? Or are they just caught on the wall? Can't quite tell. It was one easy way of finding out. Let's get a bucket. Yeah, there's no source blocks of water there. Well, that should give us a better idea, because some of this should start floating up as well. It'll give us a better idea of where we've missed. So it looks like it's around here somewhere. That is starting to look a bit better. Alright, I think we may have made most of that into source water now. So let's go and see how we did from that first run, shall we? Ooh. Why have we got nothing in those? Because I haven't put any hoppers into those yet. That's why. Okay, well, we'll let it finish filling those top 2. Then we'll put some hoppers behind them. I forgot to do that bit. As you can see, we're going to end up with probably a couple of stacks of kelp blocks there. And let's see how we're doing down below. Oh, fairly good. I can see I've missed a spot, so let's just go and whack one in there. So this is already starting to grow up as well. So I suppose the next stage now is hook it up to a day and night sensor at each end, so that it just goes off when it changes from day to night and night to day. That should be simple enough. I've spent a little bit of time on this now, and as you can see, I've built up all the walls. We've got our collection system all working. I've also installed a little bit of a furnace system down here. Let me just get down the hole. There we go. So as you can see, all of these are firing away. And we've got this chest here that's filling up nicely with some dried kelp. So it comes in at a decent rate. So presently I'm just turning it into blocks, chucking it in this hopper here, and then just letting it flow down till all of these are nicely filled up. So as you can see, these hoppers here have got a nice backlog for the most part. And once they're all filled, we'll start just filling up these shulkers here. So I'll keep crafting them up into blocks, chucking them in there, and they're just going to sort themselves straight into these shulkers ready for us to take to the shop. As I said earlier, I was going to use a daylight sensor to trigger the system. I found that was triggering it far too often. It's just any slight change in light and it was triggering. So we've given up on that idea, and now it's on a little clock that I'll show you in a minute. And it just flies straight down and gets sent straight back, and it waits here for the clock to kick it off again. So if we just swim down here, and the little entrance is just there. So all we've got is this little dropper here. It's currently filled with a hopper full of dirt. Shulker full of dirt. So it spits out a piece of dirt onto the pressure plate. There we go. And then it trips the redstone, and the observer picks that up, although the observer picks it up and triggers the flying machine when that item despawns, which is roughly 5 minutes. So when it despawns, this redstone turns off, the observer picks that up and sends the flying machine off. That also triggers the dropper to spit out another item. So at some point, just to prevent issues with items despawning when you when you're not on the server and there's nobody in the area, we'll just need to set up a little button system. There we go. See, item despawned, and off goes the flying machine, and out comes another item. So what was I saying? Yeah, we'll just need to add a little button to trigger it off to begin with, because occasionally I think those items are going to despawn when we're not on the server, and the clock will just mess up then. Let me just pick up this stuff up here, and I did hear a trident being thrown at me. There's definitely a trident being thrown at me. It's over there. Ow. No, I don't. I want your trident. I don't want your trident in my face. I want it. I want to own it. I want to own it. Give me your trident. Again. No trident. It's getting a bit disappointing now. Oh well. So if I come around the other side here, you'll see that I've cleared out this space here. So what we're going to do is we're going to recreate exactly what's in there. Now you can hear the flying machine going back. If you look carefully, you might just be able to see it in the capture. Lost track of it. There it is. And there we go, it's back at the start. But we're going to do this area as well and stick another flying machine in here that will run off the same clock. And I think that will probably produce plenty of kelp for our kelp shop. Because at the moment that's also smelting stuff that I've obviously cleared out from here to get this section out ready to go. So I'm going to get on and do that between episodes. For now, I'm going to say goodbye. I will see you next time, and don't forget, if you like the lesson, like the lesson? Lesson? When did this become a lesson? If you liked the episode, hit that thumbs up. If you want to see some more, subscribe, and don't forget to leave me a comment down below. Bye!